If all could rise for Judge Schmoe at this time as he gives his final verdict. Thank you very much, and at this time I would just like to hear final statements from both sides of the case. Thank you very much, Your Honor. So, we have presented footage from the crime scene, over 100 eyewitness accounts of the incident, 14 tweets admittedly made by the defendant discussing the events in real time as they occurred. I see absolutely no reason the jury could possibly find the defendant anything then, without a shadow of a doubt, guilty of being a stupid doo-doo head. I'm not really supposed to give my opinion, but the evidence is pretty cut and dry. It seems like the jury has kind of made their decision, but any final words from the defendant here? We're all fat and ugly. We all literally look exactly the same, like literally. Am I going home or? Thanks for the car, nerds. What is going on, Schmoe family? Thanks for checking in. It is me, MeJoeShmoe, and I am here to talk shit today on a guy named Andrew Tate. Now, we mentioned him briefly in my last video. I'm not sure if you caught it. You should definitely check it out if you haven't yet. And hell, if you made it this far, you should really subscribe to the channel. Now, what made me make that video is the absolute queen, Anna Marie Forcino, made a video where she talked about Andrew Tate and, some trouble that he'd gotten in recently. And in the comments section, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, also known as Fresh and Fit, left a comment basically criticizing the way she looked. And I didn't like to see that. So I made a little video kind of clowning on Fresh and Fit and making fun of them for just being dumbasses. I mean, Anna Marie makes an entire video criticizing one of their friends, Andrew, and they tried to invalidate the entire video by just saying, hey, I don't approve of the way you look, so therefore nothing you say matters. Okay. I mean, they got ratioed to shit. I mean, especially considering it was on her video, but I mean, it just makes them look dumb, and that's a criticism they get often. So it does not surprise me that they backtracked that pretty quick when they realized how stupid they look. And now we have a pretty similar situation going on between Andrew Tate himself and Ethan Klein from H3H3, and I haven't seen anyone else talk about it, so I figured I'd take a crack at it. So who is Andrew Tate? Well, Andrew Tate was born to a very wealthy family, despite what he would like his followers to think. His father was actually a prominent attorney in Chicago. Then after that, he's had some luck. He's been a fighter. I guess he was a pretty good fighter. I'll give him that. He was on a TV show called Big Brother, where he got kicked off for beating a girl with a belt. I was gonna put a picture because there's actually, if you Google it, you can get pictures of the video. You might even be able to find the video, but that is allegedly coming from me. I'm just quoting several news outlets. I'm quoting several news outlets is what I'm quoting there. He appears on lots of podcasts. He has this like alpha male club that you can join. You pay to join it. He takes your money and does nothing. Has this cam girl business that looked pretty sketchy, and many people were suspicious. And in recent events, the thing that I showed you guys a little bit earlier, that pretty much confirms there's some bad shit going on over there. Andrew Tate is a bad dude, real bad dude. Real nasty character. Not to mention the dude is just an absolute brat from just being pelted with loads and loads of privilege his entire life. The best way to show that is this video I found of him talking about PewDiePie.
I wouldn't be. Who else are you gonna subscribe to? Fucking PewDiePie. How are you gonna be PewDiePie? You hear about this story. The biggest YouTuber in the world. He's like a gamer and he's a multi-millionaire. He went to his house and robbed him. And he's like, come rob me. I've got an axe on my table. At all times. A throwing axe. So if someone comes in my room at my door and I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, I'm here to rob you. I'm like, all right, cool, fine. I just throwing axe then. Boom!
Oh, I didn't realize we were supposed to keep weapons at our desk. All I have is this little cleaner thing that I use to clean my desk while I'm sitting here. And as I'm sure you noticed, I did a little bit of editing there to highlight every single time that Andrew had no fucking clue what he was talking about. But I wasn't really sure how to highlight the whole PewDiePie's house getting robbed thing. So, it almost came across to me like Andrew was trying to say he was more of a man than PewDiePie because PewDiePie was unable to defend his property. Well, Andrew, that probably had something to do with the fact that PewDiePie was in a different continent than his property at the time. He was over in Europe while his house that got robbed was in Japan. So that probably made it a little difficult for him to try to defend it with physical combat. Just another example of Andrew having no clue what he's talking about, which is funny because he will repeatedly say that he has a certification or some shit. He took some test to have a bunch of people tell him that he's a genius. So he paid a bunch of people to tell him that he's smart, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of anyone doing. Yo, Devin. Yeah, what's up, Devin? You should give me $100, and then I'll tell you that you're smart. Wouldn't me giving you money to validate my own intelligence actually prove that I'm probably not very smart? You know what you sound like? A dumb person. Huh, never thought about it like that. Gee, I guess you're right. Here's $100. Well, Devin, let me just say that we're really excited to talk to you about the position and becoming lead manager here at the Gasoline and Matches company. We just need to know, like, what are your credentials? What is your skill set? Do you have, like, an education? Do you have any sort of degree? Like, what can you bring to the plate? What do you offer us? You know, actually, now that you mention it, a few days ago, I was sitting in my office, and this guy offered me $100 to tell me that I'm a genius. Okay. Did you pay him? Yeah, of course. It seemed pretty cheap to become a genius for $100. I mean, you're hired. But Andrew, seriously, you're 35 years old. You're a little too old to be getting jealous over people on the internet. All I heard that whole rant was, daddy, 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 the Swedish man's richer than me. Daddy can't buy you a personality, and neither can you, okay? Sorry. So anyway, let's get on to Ethan Klein and Andrew Tate and that whole mess. Ethan Klein covers Andrew Tate pretty regularly on his podcast. A lot of the information that I gave you in this video actually came from the H3 podcast and me watching it. It's how I first became familiar with Andrew Tate. And yeah, it's how I got all the information for this video, really. So yeah, Ethan and Andrew are both familiar with each other, and neither of them like the other. So when Andrew's allegations came out over him possibly being involved in human trafficking, Ethan was pretty quick to report on it. Let me show you what he said.
This is all translated. Police were informed by a representative of the U.S. Embassy about the fact that there's information that a 21 American citizen is said to have been abducted by them. Cobra and his brother Tristan were both arrested. Oh no, they were later released on bail.
Yeah, that wasn't stated explicitly, but I saw some follow-up where they were...
How do you let someone like that out on bail? They're like, yeah, no, we kidnap people and force them into prostitution. They're like, okay, cool. Let's let you out on bail.
I mean, it's innocent until proven guilty. And it still applies. I don't know what
sometimes they
I don't know anything
bail.
about the Romanian legal system whatsoever, so I have no idea.
After the authorities searched their home and cars, the two brothers were taken to hearings. But for Freshand Tate, last night seems like just a bad memory. He posted an Instagram story, a video in which he is filmed relaxing while driving one of his expensive cars in the northern part of the capital.
Whoops.
Why is that a whoops?
Like, I guess whoops isn't the right word, but like...
Cobra and his brother had their house raided on Monday, where police found two young women held against their will. One Romanian and one a 21-year-old U.S. citizen.
Yep.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, and apparently in the house is...
Set up.
So, full disclosure, Ethan has said things about Andrew in the past. There's been many words said about Andrew by Ethan. But, in this video, which I believe is the straw that broke the camel's back, what did he do? He read an article that was about allegations of Andrew being involved in human trafficking. So let's see in Andrew's response if that gets brought up at all. Sorry, I had to slow it down there for a second because I did something similar to this in my last video. We didn't really get that deep into it, and I still had comments like just completely ignoring what they just saw. But then again, they were probably Fresh and Fit fans, which I'm not even going to bother arguing with them.
There's a guy with a really big podcast,
Okay.
who actually genuinely spoke a ton of shit about me.
Okay, go on.
Insulted me loads, saying like I'm an incel and I don't get pussy.
Jesus Christ.
This guy on the left said I don't get pussy.
Okay, show me.
No, Tristan. He actually was saying this guy doesn't know about girls. That guy.
That guy.
He looks like he tries to make best friends with kids at the park.
He definitely does. He drives a creepy, blacked-out van and has a Pornhub subscription to skip the ads.
Extra premium.
Yeah, extra premium.
He looks like the kind of guy, I'll take you for ice cream. Don't tell your mom.
Yeah.
He's one of them.
Yeah, he is.
He supposedly has a big podcast. I had no idea who this guy was, right? So someone sent me this link. I looked it up. There's this heifer, this out-shaped dude, and then there's some other really out-shaped chick. And then I realized obviously they're just jealous because they're both obese.
No, here's the thing. You know what? I'm going to defend him. Can I defend him for half a second? If I was him, I'd hate us too. Or you. I don't know if he came at both of us or you. I don't watch his fucking channel. I don't watch fat dudes. Why the fuck would I listen to him? If I was him, I'd
hate us. I hate you. Of course he does. Of course he does. Don't get mad at the dude. He's fat. He's short. He's clearly lonely. He's wearing fucking baggy ass shorts. Was he American? He looks fucking amazing. His dress is American. Yeah, I'm in my tailored $10,000 suits without a geeky hat on. I haven't got a pedo mustache. I got all the women. I got money. I got the Bugatti. I got the jet. It's true, but no, of course he hates us. Of course, but it's just an amazing lack of self-awareness for somebody like that. It's actually almost an impressive lack of self-awareness for someone like that to look at someone like me, who's as accomplished as I am, with every genetic gift God can possibly bestow, and to sit there with your gut. Literally sit there with your gut. Okay, I know this guy he doesn't get women. Like I don't know if he's just like it's actually an incredible. It's actually almost an impressive level of delusion. Yeah, well, let me ask a question. Let me ask a question to people like him who will say shit like that about people like us. Men complain all the time. Oh, women just like guys with money. Women only like guys who are 6 foot plus. Women only like guys who blah blah blah. Everything you guys complain about women only like describes me. So if the women aren't fucking me, who are they fucking? You? The short poor guys? People, oh, women only like money. Women only date you if you're 6 foot tall. Oh, the Tates don't get laid. How the fuck do you connect those two things and make them make sense? I'm 6 foot fucking 4, 110 kilograms. I got my fucking muscles. I got my cars. I got my big ass house. I got the jacuzzi. Would you like to come on a date and drink some champagne, sit in the jacuzzi with me? No, I want to date the fat guy with a podcast who's short. If they're not fucking me, who are they fucking? So I have genuinely not watched the episode. All I know is he was insulting me. I actually tried to watch the episode to do like an important remark. But bro, you know what the worst thing about him? The worst thing about him is not only is he a mouth breather, it's probably because he's really overweight. But worse is he's not even intelligent. He's not compendious. He can't even do as we do. He can't even speak quickly. So he's one of those guys who does a podcast is like, hey, yeah, so this guy's got a YouTube channel. He doesn't get girls. And the thing is, his viewers will agree, because the type of person who watches that kind of guy for entertainment is that kind of guy. His brain is so slow. He can't even speak quickly. And I'm trying to watch it. Guarantee he's I got stuff to do, right? I'm a fast guy. If I sit down, I want to, okay, tell me information. Insult me, get it over with. So I'm sitting there, and I'm just, and anyway, I like this. YouTube. I can't even watch this. It's fucking awful. Like, you need somebody to go super. I ain't even mad. Of course.
People like that. You know what? If people like that didn't hate us, we're doing something wrong.
So what did that all boil down to? Well, in response to Ethan reading an article about Andrew Tate and his brother, who was sitting next to him's allegations of possibly being involved in human trafficking, all they had to really say was, well, you shouldn't listen to Ethan because he's fat and he's poor. Everything Ethan has said is it doesn't matter because he's fat. Well, dude, I'm actually 6'3". I looked up your fight card, Andrew. You're like 6'2" something. Well, I'm actually 6'3". I weigh 185 pounds, and I'm gonna stamp my seal of approval on everything Ethan said. So that destroys your entire rebuttal. You've nothing left because you covered no topics other than that he's fat, and you think he's poor. But I would love to check his net worth compared to yours. That's it. I'm gonna wrap it up there. If you watched this far, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, please. I really do like when I get comments, especially on videos like these where I really got into this one. If you couldn't tell, I really enjoyed making this. But that's all. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you'll consider subscribing if you haven't already, and leave a like and a comment, please. Joe Schmo out.